Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I am Akila. In this video, let us see an end-to-end architecture of an event stream. So, what exactly is an event stream? To understand this data flow, Microsoft has provided some sample data sets, sample end-to-end architecture. So, let us try to add them into our new workspace we created. So this workspace, I have enabled the Fabric trial version. So under workloads, I'm selecting at the down real-time intelligence. So it will add an entire architecture into the Fabric workspace. I'm selecting the second option, explore real-time intelligence sample. So it will take few seconds of time to create the entire project for us. Give it some time. So you can see it has created the event house. So let me click explore. We'll come back to this again. Let me select the workspaces and go back to the workspace which we have created for this particular event stream architecture. Okay, let me click on this lineage view. See, this is a fabric sample. If you have a fabric trial enabled in your service, you can just try the sample. So you'll get the entire lineage view here. See, it has created an event house for us, event stream, and where it is connected to KQL database, and from there it's a real-time dashboard. Firstly, the stream of this data starts from the event stream. So what is an event stream? Before we get into that, let us try to understand what exactly it is. So event stream is nothing but an real-time data ingestion service. You know what exactly it does is it collects the streaming data from the sources like IoT devices, APIs, event hubs. It processes the data continuously, not in the batches, okay? In the simple terms, entry point for the live data. So this particular example will start from this event stream. Let us click this. Open event stream. This exactly where source and destination are connected. So this is the source, bicycles active. So it is loading the live data bicycles. You can click on this edit. So we can see the data preview here. And this source is connected to the stream. So here we can click on add source and we can connect the sources. So even from here, if you want to explore the event stream alone, we can try on clicking sample data and explore the data. As of now, this is a sample, right? So it has created everything for us. And here are the few destinations which event stream support and some transformations if you want to apply. So this is the source. If I click edit, you can see here it's the sample data. So Microsoft is feeding us. See, in the last 1 hour, this is the data and this is the event stream and this is the destination. Event house is the destination. If I just clicked on the edit to show you. So this in the same workspace, it has created an event house for us and also a database in this event house. So whatever data it is ingesting will go and sit in this KQL database in the event house. So now let us go back to our workspace. You can see event stream is connected to this KQL database. So let me click on this event house and show you how it looks and what exactly it does. So what is an event house? You know, all the real-time data storage and processing engine is done in the event house. Event house is responsible for that. So it stores the streaming data at very high speed and it organizes into tables. So acts as a container for the AQL databases. It can hold multiple databases, but for this particular example, it has only one database and with only one table bike stream. So if I click this table bike stream, you can see, you can click on this expand button And you can see the data. So it's bike point ID, it's street, neighborhood, it's latitude, longitude. It's a live streaming, right? It's giving us all the details. Okay, and we can also look at the schema insights. So whatever query you can write here in the KQL can also be directly connected to the real-time dashboards. It is giving us default KQL commands. So you can write it and save it. Okay. And we can save it as a dashboard. So it will be giving us a live data. What is this database? Okay, this is the entire event house, right? But here it is holding KQL databases. Why we go for KQL databases? You know, a database inside the event house is nothing but a KQL database. We use Kusto query language KQL to query this, This stores the data in a structured format. So, in a table format. So, we can run the filters with weight condition, like, aggregation, sum, average, max. You can apply all our aggregations. And we can do time-based analysis also. So, this is the place exactly where the real-time data query will be happen. Okay, it will be very easy to understand the query, to learn this query language. For example, to read a table, we usually write in SQL like select star from table name, right? Here you will just write table name. And if you execute just table name, it will consider like select star from byte string. It will give entire data. This pipe is the one which we usually join the query, enhance the query. So here the take operator will it is like a limit, limit for 100 rows or 10 rows. It will limit the number of rows from the output. So pipe take 100 means it will display 100 rows in our output. We can just expand this and we can have a look. So if I hit save to dashboard, the by stream with all the columns will act as a dashboard, like real-time data. Okay, we'll do please follow the other video for KQL queries and how to write this Kusto query language, how to understand and analyze the real-time data. Fine. Now we should understand the flow of the data from EventStream to the Power BI report. Let us concentrate on that and let us explore all the activities involved in that architecture. Okay, fine. We have another, if I go back to this, sorry, if I go back to my event stream, this is my event house. Okay, let me go back to my workspace. Okay, so now we know event stream is a starting point where the data streaming data will be coming in and from there it will create a table and load it, sit in the KQL database. This KQL database is a part of the event house and we query the data using the KQL language. Fine. From here, we can directly save it as a dashboard, the queries and real-time dashboard will look like this. If we click on this, see, we can write multiple queries and save it so that we can see the data, live data. Fine. So see the time date, last 1 hour. Okay. If I go back to my workspace again, I'm just navigating to the workspace so that you will understand what exactly I'm clicking and where exactly I'm into. So this is an RTI sample. So this is a query set where we exactly wrote bike streaming data, right? Like querying the bike stream data. So this is the query. Whatever we have written here, this query. To write and save the queries, they have given it. What is this activator? So we should understand activator. I'm just clicking the activator here. So a real-time alerting and automation tool. What exactly it does is it monitors a data condition. It triggers actions when conditions are met. You can design it based on your business requirement. And actions can be like email, sending an email, team notifications, Power Automate workflows triggering. If something happens, take an action immediately. That's what I can say it in simple terms. So if sales drop below target, send an alert for the sales project. If it based on the business requirement, we can design it. So here I am clicking the bicycles alert. Okay. See what they have written is available docs is greater than or equals to 1500. If it meets this condition, what exactly they are doing? We scroll down. They are sending an email to this recipient. So this is the action. Based on this condition check, it triggers this action. They will send an email. Accordingly, we will take the further steps. So I can click on edit action and we can write our message and we can do anything here. So this is like, a very important role because in real time, we may need to take immediate actions, right? This activator really helps in the real time projects to take an immediate attention. Okay. Now, what go back to my dashboard again. Sorry, go back to my workspace again. Okay. Now we have a semantic model here. Why we have semantic model? We have seen here a dashboard, right? And also we have semantic model because we can create a report by connecting to the semantic model to add any KPIs, add more detailed visuals if you want, some interactive dashboards, some drill down analysis, or if you want to apply some filters and slices. We'll not be doing filters and slices in the dashboard, right? So if you want more interactive report, we can build it based on the semantic report where exactly users see the insights and make the decision. And this this semantic model, it's very business friendly data model. It's a Power BI layer, right? If we can have relationships, we can write measures, everything. In this particular semantic model, in this example, it got only one table, so we don't have any relations to explore. But ideally, we can do all that in the semantic model. In general, how we build a semantic model based on the star schema or what snowflake schema. We can design the tables. We can provide a relationship and we can design a model. It will make easier for the business users, if we have everything connected and all measures are pre-calculated, it will be very easy for the self-service Power BI reports as well. So this is the entire end-to-end data flow of a data stream. If you quickly want to understand how data flows, please use any of the sample data in Event House and create on your own. Or from the workloads, you can add the entire end-to-end architecture and have an exposure to the data flow. In our next video, we will dig into what is an event house, what is a KQL database, and a query, how to query that in further level. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you.